Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your prediction, my love, for July 2026. It is a general collective reading, so as the messages come through today, take what fits, leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it is meant for someone else to hear. And please check your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. And if you're not sure what those placements are, in the description box of this video is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. With all of that said now, let's begin. We're tapping into the Virgo collective now, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What does Virgo need to know for July 2026? What do they need to know for July? One more shuffle here. Thank you. In the heart of your spread, we have the Two of Pentacles. In the top row, we have the Ten of Pentacles. We have the Six of Swords. And we have the Nine of Wands. Flanking the Two of Pentacles is the Seven of Cups and the Knight of Wands. In the bottom row, we have the Empress, we have the Seven of Wands, and we have the King of Swords. Sneak peek now at the bottom of the deck for August. Can't believe I'm saying that. We have Temperance, we have Death, and we have the Queen of Cups. That leaves the Page of Swords, Three of Swords, Ace of Wands to the Fool card at the bottom of the deck. All right, let's begin to clarify. We're using the After Tarot deck. If you're not familiar with this deck, the images are slightly different. It does alter the meaning of the cards, and we'll go through them as necessary for your reading today. So this is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements for July 2026. We are clarifying Ten of Pentacles, Six of Swords, Nine of Wands, Seven of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, the Empress, Seven of Wands, and the King of Swords for the Virgo collective. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Ten of Pentacles is clarified by the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is clarified by the Ace of Cups. The Nine of Wands is clarified by the Ten of Cups. The Seven of Cups is clarified by the Queen of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is clarified by the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is clarified by the Magician. I can do this, I heard. The Empress is clarified by the Ten of Wands. The Seven of Wands is clarified by the Strength card. And the King of Swords is clarified by the Star. Sneak peek now, again, looking into August. Four of Wands, Nine of Swords. I was almost going to say the Devil. We'll see if that wants to make an appearance. And then we have the Moon. And that leaves the Empress, Four of Cups, Ace of Swords here at the bottom of the deck. I feel like this is going to be very specific message. So if it's not yours, don't get upset. Just check another placement. But your overall energy for the month of July 2026 is a Two of Pentacles to the Knight of Wands. I'm tired of sitting still. Like, I have to do this. I have to do this. I have to move forward. There's passion and creativity and excitement with this, but there's a little bit of naivete. There's too much of an impulsive thing of, I have to do this. I have to get this done. I can do this. I will do this. It's very determined, but it's wonky. It's actually not very balanced. I'm curious to see what this is for you. In the top row, Ten of Pentacles to the Six of Swords, Six of Swords to the Ace of Cups, Nine of Wands to the Ten of Cups. For most of you, there's the possibility here to return to a situation, environment, or connection in the past, or maybe one that was just on the precipice of leaving your life. There's something here of, I'm moving away from whomever or whatever this is, and then it's like, wait a minute, I'm going back now. Six of Swords to the Ace of Cups. The Nine of Wands, whatever the situation, environment, or connection has been for you, it has wounded you. But there's something here of, maybe I can make it work this time. So maybe you were just like this far away from like canceling your employment contract or quitting your job. And you're like, no, maybe I'm going to stay at the job that I'm at. Maybe you were this close from separating from someone, you know, getting a divorce or breaking up with them or relocating, moving out. And then you're like, maybe I should stay here for a little bit longer. Seven of Cups to the Queen of Pentacles. There's something here of, I want to nurture this. I want to try to save this. I want to try to invest in this. But that Seven of Cups, I feel like it's kind of like a dream that doesn't go anywhere. Like, I don't think this is the situation, environment, or connection you're supposed to be in. Please don't allow me or tarot to tell you what to do. But the feeling here is you are determined to make something work that might not be meant to work. Knight of Wands to the Magician. This is what I'm talking about. I'm going to take all of these skills, tools, talents, everything within my arsenal, right? That Knight of Wands again. I'm determined to make this work, or like make this work this time. the Empress to the Ten of Wands, whatever it is here that you're trying to like nurture or resuscitate or bring back to life, by the end of the month, there's some disappointment that's trickling in with this. It's becoming too heavy. It's almost like realizing that you really did your best and it isn't working out. Seven of Wands to the Strength card. There's now a defensive posture here on your part. And then that King of Swords to the Star card. I feel like you're having a tower moment. So I feel like this is very specific for those of you. And this, whatever this is, I feel like it is ending in August. But I feel like this is very specific where you either have moved on from a situation, environment, or connection, or you were just like a trigger away, like a hair away from doing it. And then this month you decide to like revisit it or something like that. Let's begin to clarify. Two of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. Two of Pentacles is clarified by the Hermit. That's you in your highest vibration. That's your major arcana card. The Nine of Cups and the Knight of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Page of Cups. So again, the feeling here is this is you. You're moving forward because you feel like this would be very emotionally satisfying for you to move forward with this offer or opportunity. You feel like it's the right thing to do or it's the right time to do this. Clarify the Knight of Wands. Clarify the Knight of Wands. And I think that's what you're doing. I think you're taking a big exhale. It's like before you jump into the pool for the first time, right? You're just kind of like, I don't know if it's going to be cold. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. One more shuffle. Thank you. Knight of Wands is clarified by Justice, the High Priestess, and the Six of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Nine of Pentacles. So you're making a decision here to move forward with the situation, environment, or connection. This time, I'm going to do it balanced. This time, I'm going to do it the right way. I've learned from the past experience, right? The High Priestess is the only card in tarot that actually holds the book of knowledge. So it's like I've learned from that past experience. So this time, I'm determined. This time, I will be victorious. There's also a little dash of ego here at play. Now, ego is a good thing, but this is something like I have to do this or I have to try this one more time. Ten of Pentacles. Clarify that Ten of Pentacles. Because you either moved on from it, like I said, or you're like a trigger away, a hair away from moving on from this. Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles could be the job, the career path, the living environment, the family, the marriage, someone that you have pentacle resources, like money may be tied up with. One more shuffle. Thank you. Ten of Pentacles is clarified by Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy, the Sun, more Leo, and the Emperor, Aries. So you're choosing to do this. Bottom of the deck, Ten of Cups, and we have that here. So whoever this situation, environment, or connection has been for you, it's something that at some point in time brought you emotional, possibly even financial fulfillment. You have a drive, or you had, I should say past tense, you had a drive or desire for this situation, environment, or connection. Six of Swords. Tell me about that Six of Swords. This is like you're turning the car around, Virgo. Six of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. Six of Swords clarified by Nine of Pentacles. So you became single, free, or independent of it, or you were, again, just a hair away from doing so. Ten of Pentacles. Here goes the return to it. Ace of Pentacles. That's the truth. Bottom of the deck, King of Pentacles. I feel like you're trying this one more time. Or you're trying this one more time. Six of Swords. Tell me about that Six of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. Six of Swords clarified by Four of Pentacles. Eight of Swords. And Eight of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Four of Swords. Clarify that Ace of Cups. One more shuffle. Thank you. Ace of Cups is clarified by the Emperor, Six of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Wheel of Fortune. You're hoping that if you revisit this situation, environment, or connection, things will be different this time. You've learned from the past. You're not going to make the same mistake in the After Tarot deck. This Seven of Swords, this is like, I'm very calculated now at the steps I take, very strategic because of the past experience that I had. I'm hoping I don't make a mistake by returning to this, or, you know, if I return to this, I hope that everything goes well. So you disengaged for some period of time, emotionally, energetically, spiritually, physically, sexually. I don't know who or what this is, but there has been a period of time here where there has been, I'll call it a disconnection between you and this entity, okay, person, place, thing, company, whatever. And now there is a reconsideration to return to it. Nine of Wands. It's like, it wasn't so bad after all. Yeah, it wounded me, right? Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. It wounded me. It wasn't the greatest experience of my life, but it made me happy. Or I found happiness engaging in it. Clarify that, Nine of Wands. Thank you. We'll take it face up. The Hierophant, the Six of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. That's who you're returning to. So the job, the community group, the marital partner, the business. So you're returning after a time period here where there was like a disconnection. The feeling here is like, well, it wasn't that bad. It was giving me something. The feeling here is it was giving me something, right? In the Six of Pentacles, we are getting something. We're not getting exactly what we're worth in terms of time, love, money, commitment, et cetera, et cetera. There's not a whole hell of a lot of reciprocity. So there's a little bit of a self-worth wound here for Virgo, where you're returning to something or someone that it wasn't fair last time around. But this time around, you're of the belief that if you change or you do something differently, it will be fair. I feel like you are blaming yourself for why this didn't work out in the past. And the feeling here is like, this time around, it'll be different. If you're a Virgo watching this and you're like, there's no way in hell I'm going back to that situation right in our connection, then this is something new that will play out the exact same way for you. And that's because you're blaming yourself for something that occurred in the past. I feel for 80% of you, this is you returning to something or someone from the past. But you're blaming yourself for this, for why it didn't work out well last time. And if this is something new, you're like, well, this time it's going to be different. Because last time I did all of these mistakes and I've learned from these mistakes. So I'm going to be a better Virgo. So you're taking full accountability for whatever happened in the past. Whether you're returning to it or you're moving forward with something or someone new, I think the biggest red flag here is you're taking 100% accountability for why something didn't work out in the past. Ten of Cups. This time it'll be different. One more shuffle. Thank you. Page of Pentacles. Knight of Cups. And the Hangman. Bottom of the deck, Page of Swords. Last time I engaged in this situation around our connection, I'm just channeling the messages I'm getting. This is like your energy here. I was selfish, or I didn't give enough. You're blaming yourself for why this didn't work out in the past. And look, maybe you are wrong, but any situation where I'm in our connection that doesn't go according to our plan or our expectation, we have to look at it, or we should look at it like you were not the only one involved. Even if this is like you're returning back to your business, right? Maybe you were, use it as an example. You're a business owner and you either walked away from your business, or you just kind of, maybe you took a little bit of a vacation, or you're this close away from like closing shop. It's still not you, even if you're a one-man, one-woman operation, because you're still engaging with vendors and service providers and customers and clients. So it's not just you, even though you might be a sole proprietor. If you were in a relationship and maybe you stepped out, it's just an example. Should you take 100% blame for that? No. The majority, yes. Maybe take the blame because you didn't handle the relationship correctly, right? When there were issues, instead of talking about this to your partner, you stepped out. So, but the whole construct of that relationship falling apart is not on you. Maybe you handled it poorly, but it takes two entities here to make something and to break something. And I have a group of you here where this time around you feel it'll be different because you're taking 100% blame for whatever crashed and burned in the past. I do think for 80% of you, you are returning to this. 7 of Cups. There's not confusion. There's cloudiness here. There's poor judgment here. One more shuffle. Thank you. 7 of Cups, clarified by the Chariot, the Knight of Swords, and the Fool. Yep, you're going back. 6 of Wands. You're going back. Because the belief here is that this time it'll be different or it'll be better. I have to throw this out there for one of you. This is giving me the feeling of like when you're in a long-term committed partnership or a marriage and you step out or they step out. And then so there's like that separation, whether it's energetically or physically or whatever. And then there's like a, hey, we can come back together and like move to Florida together and we'll start new. But you're still not handling the trauma of the past. Either you're blaming yourself, they're blaming themselves completely. So I love the fresh approach of I want a new beginning in my life. And even if you were to revisit whatever this is with this person, whatever transpired in the past is still not being dealt with. We just think that coming back together again, it'll be better or it'll be different. But what actually happened is not being actually discussed. And let me clarify that Queen of Pentacles, because that's you, whether you're masculine or feminine. Clarify the Queen of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. Queen of Pentacles, clarified by Queen of Swords, the Hermit, and the Two of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Chariot. I have no other way how to say this. 80% of you are returning back to a situation, environment, or connection where things just, I don't know what happened back there, but something went horribly wrong. And there was this energetic separation. Maybe for some of you, it was physical. And now the belief is it was all my fault why that happened. I could have and should have handled things differently. It wasn't that bad. It wounded me, but it wasn't that bad. There were some good memories there. And so I'm going to return to it. And this time, because I acknowledge everything that I did wrong in the past, it's going to be different this time. I'm certain about it. I've learned from my lesson. I'm going to be a better Virgo this time. The person that you're connecting with, are they a better they this time? Are they taking any ownership or blame? Because this seems to be all on you. And if this is something new for the 20% of you, the feeling still here is this time around, this is going to be a better job or a better job environment or living environment or relationship, because last time I effed up royally. That crashed and burned because of me. So I have two very different messages here for you, Virgo. Message number 1, you're taking full ownership of whatever crashed and burned in the past, whether you're going back to it or not. I don't think it's healthy that you do that. I think it's healthy you acknowledge your part in it, but I don't think it's healthy that you take 100% of the blame. And 2, if you are revisiting this with the same situation, environment, or connection, it's still unhealthy for you to take 100% of the blame on this. Because again, it takes 2 to tango. So I have a very determined Virgo here. Moving forward, taking complete ownership of what went wrong in the past. Clarify the Knight of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. And saying that it's like on them this time to make it better. Knight of Wands, King of Wands, the Moon, and the Nine of Swords. Bottom of the deck, 4 Swords. Your subconscious knows better. Your subconscious knows better. Your subconscious knows that this time around, this is not going to work with this situation, environment, or connection. Your subconscious knows that it's going to end the same way despite your best efforts. Because if you're returning to someone from the past, they haven't changed. And if you're moving forward towards someone new, you're just going to repeat a past traumatic cycle because you're drawing in the same type of partner that you moved on from. You haven't healed that wound. Magician. It's short-lived. I can tell you that much. One more shuffle. Thank you. Magician is clarified by 3 of Cups. It's happy for a moment. 2 of Wands, 3 of Swords. Death card. Told you. I'm going back to the situation, environment, or connection. And there's a little time period here of like a couple of weeks where it feels good. It feels good to be back at work. It feels good to be connecting with this friend or this group of people. It feels good to be in the arms of this romantic love partner. But it's fleeting. Death card, 8 of Cups. And the Fool. It's fleeting. If you're moving forward with something new because you haven't healed that wound from the past, basically all you have is the same lesson revisiting itself. And you're falling into the same trap where you think the onus is on you, the burden is on you to make this work. Like 100% of it is on you. The Empress. I feel like the feeling here is like, despite my best efforts, it still didn't work out. No, it didn't work out. It's not going to work out. It's not going to work out if you're returning back to a situation, environment, or connection. You're taking 100% of the blame, and you feel like this time it'll be better or different because you're changing. You're going to put in the effort. But again, whoever you're dealing with has to have changed as well. They have to be putting in that equal effort. And so far on the table, they're not even here energetically. I have no idea who the hell I'm talking about on the other end of this. I don't know if you're going back to a spouse or a boss or a friend. They're energetically, except for that little hint there of the Queen of Wands, they are not even on the table. They could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. That's all I know of them. I'm going to pull some cards for you for their energy. Clarify the Empress. One more shuffle. Thank you. Clarified by the Four of Wands, Six of Cups, and the Nine of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck to Star. So the feeling here is I'm going to nurture this professional, platonic, romantic connection. I'm going to nurture it. I'm going to take better care of it. I'm returning back to it. Or I'm stepping into the new situation, environment, or connection, and I'm going to show up in my best form. It's all on me. It's all on me to make this work. Either way, it's all on me to make this work. Ten of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. Ten of Wands, clarified by King of Cups, short-lived, Four of Cups, Five of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Nine of Wands. We go right back to here. The King of Cups is dumping out the cup. The Four of Cups is dumping out the cup. The Five of Wands is almost like admitting defeat. Again, like, despite my best effort to do this, it's not working out. By the end of the month, the feeling here is it's not working out. It's not working out because you were of the belief that, one, the past was all your fault, and two, if you just showed up in the best way, in the right form, that it would work out. You put 100% of the responsibility to make this work on you. And it doesn't matter what this is, that's just impossible. 100% can't be on you. Seven of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. Seven of Wands is clarified by the Lovers, Seven of Swords, and the Star. Bottom of the deck, the Page of Swords. Despite your best efforts, making the choice to do this, taking on the burden, taking all of the blame, deciding to be different, that mistake, or I shouldn't say, well, there we go. Pre-shadow, Mercury retrograde. Again, the camera just shut off. The only zodiac sign it did not do that for was Cancer. So I apologize for that, Virgo. But as I was saying, the feeling here is I don't, this time I can do it different, or this time, because I've learned from the past mistakes, but it ends up happening again. And it ends up happening again because for 80% of you where you're returning back to something from the past, you're taking 100% ownership here. Or you're putting 100% of the responsibility on you here. And that's not how this can be successful. And if you're venturing off into something new, putting 100% of the responsibility on yourself isn't the way to go. You need a reciprocal, as equally participating person here on the other end. Whether on the other end is your customer base, your client base, a friend, a family member, a lover, a group of people. There needs to be reciprocal. You can't put 100% of this on you. And I feel like you're doing that, and there's disappointment here. Strength card. Tell me about the Strength card. Tell me about the Strength card. One more shuffle. Thank you. Judgment. Eight of Wands. And the Chariot. Bottom of the deck, Seven of Wands. Again, I hate reiterating the message, but it's like you're making the judgment call to move forward with this. King of Swords. Tell me about the King of Swords here. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. One more shuffle. Thank you. King of Swords is clarified by Page of Pentacles, Ten of Cups and the Strength card, bottom of the deck, Three of Wands. I feel like this is the energy of the person you're returning to. They don't have to be an air sign and they don't have to be a masculine. But you both want the Ten of Cups here. You want it and they want it. You're using all the strength and courage within you to plow forward, and they're using all of their strength and courage to hold back. This person is only making pentacle effort. That's why this isn't going to work. Because this person thinks it's your fault that they stepped out on you. It's your fault why the business wasn't going well. It's your fault why they might not verbally say that to you, but I read energy. So yeah, I'll do this again with you, Virgo, but it's on you to make it right. There's no acknowledgement here on this person's part that they did anything wrong. Whew. Star, Aquarius energy. Same thing if this is a new person. You're engaging with this new friend or, you know what I mean, this new lover. They're so jaded from their past. It's like, it's on you, Virgo. You wow me. You wow me. Whoever this is, they're putting very little into this connection. One more shuffle. Thank you. Five of Pentacles. Told you. Five of Pentacles. Page of Cups. Very little. Sun card. They want the same outcome you want. They want this to be fortuitous. They want this to be expansive. They want the Ten of Cups and Ten of Pentacles. They want emotional, possibly even financial abundance here. But they're not putting in the effort. I want the Ten of Cups, but I only show up with a Page of Cups. I want the Ten of Pentacles, but I only show up with the Page of Pentacles because Five of Pentacles, I'm jaded here. The feeling is I'm jaded. So if we crashed and burned before, it's on you. You know, this is you being in a very toxic work environment, and maybe you thought of quitting or something like that, and you decide I'm going to stay and I'm going to give it my all because this is on me. And if I want to be successful at this job, I have to put 100% of it. But your boss still isn't putting 100%, or your colleagues or your customers. Again, I don't know who this person or people are on the other end. Yeah, they want you to be successful, of course, but they want you to do the heavy lifting to make the situation, environment, or connection successful. I'm going to pull 3 cards because I'm looking here in August, and I feel disappointment here on your part. I feel like the Queen of Cups is so sad here. Like I went in with all of this knowledge. I thought like this time I could make it work. And the Death card, I have to put an end to this. I have to move on from this. Four of Wands, Nine of Swords, the Moon card. I took a leap of faith here. I got rid of all the doubts, fears, and anxieties. And this time I was going to do it right. I'm going to use the other deck to get cards for this person, but I clarify this for August, please. Clarify this for August. One more shuffle. Thank you. Four Swords, Three of Wands, Ten of Wands, bottom of the deck, Five of Cups. Despite my best efforts, Four Swords, because I blamed myself and I'm all healed and I'm going to Three of Wands, move forward differently, and Ten of Wands, I'm going to put the burden of making this a success all back on me. Despite my best efforts, I'm still sitting here in the Five of Cups. High Priestess, even though this time I was going to do it differently because I learned from all of my past mistakes. I love that you're looking at yourself. I love that you're acknowledging your flaws or your faults. I think it's healthy. I think we should all do that. But that doesn't mean returning to something or entering something new just because you acknowledge your flaws or faults. It doesn't mean that 100% now of that particular connection, professional, platonic, or romantic, is on you. It's absolutely 100% your responsibility to show up in best form, of course. But the other person you're engaging in, they have a responsibility here too. And they don't seem to be living up to their end of the responsibility. Clarify this further, please, for August. One more shuffle. Thank you. Four Swords again. King of Pentacles. The World card. It's over. It's the acknowledgement that the Hierophant that you went back to is over. the community group, the job, the business, the marriage, the long-term committed partnership. It's a very sad acknowledgement that it's over. Even look at the Four of Swords card here. Like, I feel like this was like you were trying to resuscitate this. Notice how this, we'll call it the relationship, the connection. It looks like it's in bad health, right? And on the bed, the person's wearing a hat, but it kind of looks like a bandage, right? But in this Four of Swords, it's like you're grieving. It's almost like you're at a funeral. So it's the acknowledgement here is that this is coming to an end, despite your best efforts. For those of you where you're returning to a past person, professional, platonic, or romantic, this is for Virgo, returning to a past person, professional, platonic, or romantic. What is that person's energy? What's in their energy? Strong on the fire sign and strong on the air sign. But what is in their energy about this situation? What is the past person's energy about this? One more shuffle. Thank you. Queen of Cups. 10 of Wands. 8 of Swords. This is on you. They want that 10 of Cups, but you were here as the King of Cups, Queen of Cups. So it's on you emotionally to do the work, to make the emotional effort, to make the emotional investment. It's on you to make this work. It's on you to say the right words. Why? Why does this past person feel this way? One more shuffle. Thank you. Why do they feel this way? The Moon, the Hermit, that's you, Virgo, and the Magician, bottom of the deck, 3 of Swords. Because whether they created that 3 of Swords or not, they want no ownership of it. This is on you. You need to make this right. It's your fault I stepped out on this. It's your fault I stopped buying your product. It's your fault you didn't get the raise or promotion. I don't know who this is to you, a friend, a family member, a lover. Whether they created that 3 of Swords or not, they want no ownership of it. Here you are, both cards. You are the Hermit, your major arcana card, and the Magician is also your major arcana card. You share it with Gemini. So this is on you. That's the illusion here. I'm telling you, this person lives like in fantasy land here. It's on you, regardless if they caused that or they were part of it, which naturally they were, because again, it takes 2 people to make something and 2 people to break it. But you make this better. If you want me back, you make this better. You want me to do business with you again, you make this better. You want me to be a better boss, you make me be a better boss. This doesn't even make sense to me. You make me be a better spouse after I step out on you? What the fuck, Virgo, are you doing with this person? I don't care if I just got demonetized. I am your mercurial cousin of Gemini, and I will not hold myself back on this one. What are you doing with this person? 3 of Swords, King of Swords. They're a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, so they have very high air placements. 7 of Wands to the Death card. Oh, I don't want this to end, but it's on you to make it right. Okay. I'm going to get you 3 cards of advice. I have not done that for the previous 5 signs that I read for, but I might call your video, "What the F are you doing?" I may just call your video that. And please don't be offended by that. I've watched you go through hell in the last 2 years that I've been reading for you. Either you've been going through hell with this person or with other people. So why you would return to someone who ran you through the mill is beyond me. Low self-esteem, fear of change, disruption of your finances. Let's get you 3 cards of advice. Then I'll pull cards for those of you where this is entirely new. But 3 cards of advice for my Virgos returning to someone or something from their past. One more shuffle. Thank you. Your advice. 3 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, the Tower, bottom of the deck, 10 of Cups again. If you're the only one building this foundation, this is not going to work. If you're the only one rebuilding this connection, it is not going to work. If you're the only person putting in the effort, it's not going to work. And I'm going to have to throw this out there now. If this was triangulation, this is not going to work because the third person is still involved. Here you are, showing up and willing to put in the effort, and this other person is here, and look who's behind them, someone else. Do you even know that they have a someone else? Do you know that they're still in touch with a someone else? These two people are in color, their faces. The other one is white. They're a shadow. If this was third party involvement, the third party is still involved. 2 cups are required to make this work. 2 cups that are equal. We are equal. If it's not equal, it's not going to work. If a third party is still involved, it's not going to work. 10 of Cups, Hangman, 8 of Cups. Let me get off my soapbox. I think I channeled the messages well enough for you, Virgo. I want to get 3 cards for those of you where this is new, okay? New connection, professional, platonic, or romantic. But because the shit you dealt with in the past, you're of the belief that it is on you 100% to make this work. Like, I can't fail at this the way I failed at that past one. 3 cards here for Virgo for the new connection. 1 more shuffle. Thank you. 10 of Cups. I want to be happy. I want it to work. Queen of Pentacles. I'm going to nurture this. 8 of Cups. Nope, doesn't work out either. Ace of Wands. That's the truth. It doesn't work out because whoever it is on the other end here that you're attracting, because we energetically attract people to us. Past people, current people, new people. We energetically attract them. If you don't know your value and worth, you are going to attract the same piece of shit archetype that you just disengaged from. The same customer base, the same client base. It could be all different people, but it's the same people in terms of archetype. The same type of lover, the same type of friend. If you're at a low vibration and you don't know your self-worth or self-value, you're going to attract the same types of people. And it ends up being emotionally disappointing to you. And especially if you think that it is all on you. It is all on you to make this work, to make the job work, the friendship work, the romantic partnership work. There are 2 people here in the 10 of Cups. I only see you here investing, and then I see you here disappointed and moving on from it. Where's the other person? Tell me about the new person. Energy of the new person. Energy of the new person. Energy of the new person. 1 more shuffle. Thank you. 2 of Pentacles, the Devil, and the 10 of Swords. Stop. The new person is very jaded. They did not like their past employer. If you're, an employer, they didn't like their past co-workers or employees. I don't know who you are to them, but whatever space you are now occupying in their life, whoever was in that position prior to you, they did not like that person. It ended up terribly with that person. They're very jaded because of that experience with that person. So it's on you to make the job work. It's on you to make the business successful. It's on you to make the friendship, successful. It's on you. They're very jaded energy. And again, where are they? Where are they? It's on you. You have to make this right. What's that song? It takes 2 to make a thing go right. Yeah, it takes 2, not 1, and definitely not F and 3. Let's get you 3 cards of advice for the new. I hate to be the reader to tell you this, Virgo. I really, honest to God, am. But if I'm not honest, I'm not channeling them the message correctly. And then I'm a divination abuser. And that's not something I ever want to be. So 3 cards of advice for how Virgo can deal with the new person. 1 more shuffle. Thank you. The Hierophant, the King of Wands, and the King of Swords. Bottom of the deck, the 8 of Wands. Open, honest communication. We need to be equals, whether masculine or feminine. We need to be equals. There needs to be something here of like, if this is employment, a contract here needs to be drawn up. We need this in writing. Terms, conditions, benefits. If you're moving forward dating this person, We need to have the same beliefs. We don't need to have the same societal beliefs. We don't need to have the same religious beliefs, but we have to have the same baseline. We need to have some identification that we are like of the same, that there's some conformity here, that we have shared values or shared mission if this is work. We need to at least have similar beliefs. Eight of Wands, Three of Swords, and the Fool. Without that, it's a crash and burn. Let's get you some oracle cards and we'll close it out with some kippers. I'm so sorry, Virgo. If this is your reading, please be very, very mindful about returning to a past person or engaging in anything new. Just make sure that everything is discussed ahead of time and both of you are vibrating at your highest levels, right? And the moment you see anything that's like a red flag or there's something shady, don't move forward with it. I mean, you have the God-given gift of free will, but be careful, okay? With that past person, with the new person, just be careful. Let's get 3 oracle cards here, please, for Virgo. One more shuffle. Thank you. I think your reading is the longest reading. That's okay. Embrace your truth, vitality, and rebirth. Bottom of the deck, Heart's Desire. So I want to say that we are in Mercury retrograde. That's your ruling planet, my ruling planet as a Gemini. We tend to want to go back to the familiar during Mercury retrograde. However, I typically see Mercury retrograde not as a return to a situation, environment, or connection, but a reevaluation, a review, a revisiting, but not necessarily physical. If this were my reading, I would not go back to a situation, environment, or connection until Mercury, your ruling planet, is completely direct, which occurs on July 23rd. Then there's a post-shadow until about August 3rd, August 6th. You may wake up August 7th and decide, I do not want to go back to that person. So if it's meant to be, what's a month? If it's meant to be, it'll be. There's no need to go through all of the heartbreak. I just feel like someone needed to hear that. Three cards here, please, for Virgo for July. One more shuffle. Thank you. Ancient Castle, Hidden Cave, Standing Stone, bottom of the deck, Starry Night. I feel like standing still is the best thing to do here. Okay. Accept your true self, loving yourself unconditionally. Are you loving yourself unconditionally by returning to someone or moving forward with someone else and feeling that 100% of the success of that connection is entirely on your shoulders? Reignite your energy and embrace new beginnings. I think you should be moving towards the new. And I also think that moving towards the new, you have to be careful with moving towards the new. If you are not operating at a higher frequency, you're going to attract the same type of archetype as you have in the past. Rebirth. Rise anew, embrace a new beginning. I really feel for those of you who are contemplating going back to something, I don't think going back is the answer. I think moving forward is the answer, but you should move forward slowly. Ancient Castle. Fortify your defenses. Strength comes from within. It takes a lot of strength and courage to not return to the familiar. Hidden Cave. Secrets are revealed. Trust in your discoveries. I think the secret that is revealed here is that this person, either because of you or something that transpired before you, they're not willing to put in the same effort that you are. It's like you're alone in this. Standing Stone. Stability and endurance. Stand firm in your convictions. Remember what I said about this Hierophant energy. The two of you need to be on the same page, and I don't see two people here on the same page. And consequently, in the Standing Stone, there are 3 stones there. Maybe the secret for some of you, if this was third parties, the third party is not completely gone. It's just the connection with them is just standing still right now. Let's get some Kipper cards. Two Kipper cards here for that top row. Distant Horizons is on the side. I told you, You were just about to move on from them, but you decided this is like a, I don't know, maybe I don't want to move on from them. Thief, Seven of Swords, courtship. I don't want to move on from the situation, environment, or connection. I heard that was hazardous to my health, hazardous to your health, or where there was some lying or deception. If this is a new connection, you might be hell-bent of like, I'm just going to go full throttle on this new connection because I'm going to show the past person that I am a good person and I can make a relationship work. You're still attracting the same archetype, even if it's a new person. I hate to tell you that. 2 cards here for the middle row. Pathway, toil and labor. If I put in all the work this time around, it'll be different. Oh, Virgo. 2 cards here. Official person and child. I can birth this. I can rebirth this. I can do it differently. I could be the emperor. I could be the empress. This is on me to do this. Main female, sudden wealth, journey. This is on me to do this time. Can I get 2 cards, please, for August? 2 cards for August. On its side, the Lovers, it's adjudication. The feeling here is that the contract, the soul contract, is not working according to plan. Not exactly what you thought it would be. Let's get 1 card for those of you where you are returning to a past person. I just saw the imprisonment card. Returning to a past person, 1 card, please. Mature woman. Bottom of deck, high honor. I really think that you feel it's on you. You think it's on you to make this better, or you think they're mature. You think they've learned from this. 1 card if it's someone new. And then we have, I'm going to put the poverty card back in here, but because I was still talking about that mature woman. Maybe for some of you, you think this person has matured or they've changed, or you feel that you're mature and you could make this work. That poverty card wants to show itself again. So if you think this person has matured and learned from their lessons, you are mistaken. If you think this is on you to make this work this time around, you are mistaken. Can I get 1 card here for the new person, for my Virgos connecting with a new person? Gift is in the reverse. They are not putting in as much effort as you are. They think they're a gift to you. They don't look at you like you're a gift to them. Main male came out in the reverse. So this is someone who feels like it's on you to make this work. They're a gift to you. It's a very jaded energy. They're a gift to you. It's on you to make this work. Thoughts? Please think this through, whether you are returning to a past person or deciding to engage with a new person. I think there's a little bit more healing that is required on behalf of the Virgo collective, regardless of what group you're in, 1 or 2. That is what I have for you, Virgo, for July 2026. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace.